Hello everybody, welcome back to PadFootTD Games. My name is Zach, I'm the voice behind the icon, and today we are back with the beautiful Norwegian Bliss here on our 7-day Mexican Riviera Cruise here in Virtual Sailor Next Generation. I hope you guys are having a good day. It is just before 8 p.m. here in Puerto Vallarta, where we're going to be departing this evening, heading up to Maztlan. M-A-Z-A-T-L-A-N. That's where we're going next. She is lit up here at night, looking beautiful. Again, I'm not the biggest fan of the teardrops, but actually overall they're pretty close to what you'll see in real life if you were to see this ship at a distance. Why am I running about 650 miles an hour? But we are docked up here. We did have the Island Princess in with us a little bit earlier today, and I'll make sure that I get a video for you guys of when that was departing. But she is long gone. We are here for a late night tonight, so it feels. And we've got an early morning arrival at 7 a.m. tomorrow in Maztlan. It is going to be a relatively easy departure. That's why I'm taking it a little bit slower. Got the last buses getting everybody on board here. Kind of going to take a jog here to the rear to see how everything's going. That line is back into the water. I swear, regardless of how many times I try it, it just jumps back into the water. But she looks good. Now, I know I'm going to have a couple people confused on this, and that is okay. You'll notice that the ship is very bright. Why is it so bright at night, especially when there's not really a moon? Well, the moon kind of does a little bit, kind of does not much for evening on the vessels. So what I actually have is I have the floodlight on for the vessel itself. If I didn't, it would look a lot different. I'll show you guys that once we get back on board. It's always nice to be able to take a little look at the ship before we head on out to sail. This tugboat's in the way, so I'm actually going to have to come over here and enjoy it. But overall, looking good, looking grand. Looks like everybody had a good time and the weather kept off. It looks like, again, great weather tomorrow. It might be a little rainy as we go in once more, but we're keeping an eye on that for the guests, and we're there for a pretty good amount of time tomorrow. So let's climb on board. And let's get ready to head out, shall we? Back up on deck, it is movie time. It is just before 8 at 7:45. We started the kids' movie. That was right after dinner. We've got the Minions playing up here on the big screen. Following after that was, oh gosh, it's an adult movie, but I can't remember what movie we actually settled on. I know it was going back and forth. Now, that's all kinds of just horrible movies. I know they're like, look, these are all the popular movies. I have not heard of half of these movies that came out, so they're not that popular. Or the movies just suck this year. So, I don't know. I would have stayed for just pretty much the kids' movie anyway. But yeah, we got the Minions up on the screen. Should be a good time. I hope they're enjoying it. We're going to get ourselves up here, grab ourselves a little bit of a drink, non-alcoholic, and we're going to get ourselves up to the bridge. So let's go. Alright, so we are up here in the wing. I did want to show you guys really quick what I was kind of talking about here. If I was to come in, I was to turn off the floodlight, bam. Nothing but darkness. So we're going to have floodlight on so it looks a little bit better for our departure. I'm going to show you guys a little bit of what we are working with today. This one is an easy one. We just really need to make sure that we don't drift backwards. We need to get the bow, I should say, out, and it is just a straight shot out to sea. After that, it is quickly just over here to checkpoint L, and really just kind of creeping along throughout the night to be here. I'm expecting us to arrive tomorrow morning around 6:15, possibly to this checkpoint. What we are going to do, I tested it out, I checked it in simulations. We are actually going to come into the channel and use the turning basin. It's going to be very tricky. It's going to be a very slow process, but I think it's going to be fine. And then, of course, we got one more day at sea and then Ensenada. So this trip is far from over. And I know I've been doing a lot of talking. Let's get to some actual ship work here. Let's get the panel up, which, again, I use the twin instead of the azipods because the bow function does not show on the azipods. And I have no bridge. So we are here. I can kind of see outside there. That seems okay. Drop all lines. All lines are in. Unfreezing from the dock. Looking good. I'm going to give us about 20 in each thruster to start pulling away from the dock. I know they're watching a movie, but I also still need to let everybody know that we're leaving, so... Come on. I don't know why you just zoomed through here. Three sounds of the ship's whistle, and we are pulling away from the dock here in Puerto Vallarta. It was a beautiful day here. I think everybody had a pretty good time. Which, you know, our job is to make sure that they have a good time on the vessel, but I always like to make sure that all of our crew and all of our passengers get back on board the ship at the end of the day and are still safe. My job to make sure that they get all the way home. And you are taking your sweet old time today with that thruster. Let's get up to about 50%. Gotta keep on making sure that we stay stationary, trying to ignore my ankle that I just had surgery on. Yes, with my broken back. Can't say I'm making the best decision of lining up these procedures, but I wasn't planning on breaking my back, all things told. It is very tight to be able to get in here, so... But yes, I gotta make sure I get you guys that video of, oh god, was it the Island Princess who was with us? Who was in earlier today? Let's see, I wrote it down here. Yes. The Island Princess was in here with us, which she'll be on the channel before you guys know it. I have been really keeping track of how many voyages we're actually going to have here on the channel, and we've got years and years and years of videos to come. Because I can't make my channel just about sailing. As much as I would really like to do that. Keep watching the nose. Sounds like Danielle's home as well, so you may have a cut so that you don't have to listen to the dogs barking. We can turn off the stern thruster. That'll be fine. I'm going to turn off the bow because I know that we're going to have enough roll with it, at least we should, to start moving ourselves forward. I'm actually going to do that. That's looking good. Continue to go, and that should line us up beautifully to start making our way outside of the channel. And we're going to have a really smooth night at sea. Like I said, the wind is at, 3.4 knots or so the waves are relatively calm out there. So there'll be a little bit of a sway in the ocean. We're not going to be going against glass, but we've had some tricky spots on this voyage so far, so I'm going to kick the bow over just a little more. But overall, it's been a quite relaxing cruise. And we haven't had to miss a port yet. I'm actually really happy about that. I've been looking at some of these places that I'm hoping to go in the future and bring you guys, and some of the ships that I want to bring there, and I'm like, there's no way if I get the fog that some of these places are getting right now, there's no way. Looking good, looking plenty away from the dock. Going to just use the rudder to turn us a little bit. Still going about 2 knots, really keeping it nice and slow as we're leaving the harbor. Plenty of room, plenty of room, plenty of room. Feeling good, feeling grand on that one. And again, it's a simple out. The ins are going to be a lot more tricky, even when we leave Maztlan. That one's going to be a little bit easier, because it's just going to be pulling out as well. But when we get to Ensenada, that one's going to be very interesting to me, because we've done this with the Disney Wonder a bunch, but I've never seen the Bliss there. So I actually don't even know how she's going to be there. But, I've got a couple days to figure that one out. But that's our last one on the vessel besides going back to port, so I want to make sure that we leave a good impression. They can bring up the engine power a little bit more. Looking good. Check back on the deck. Movie's still going. As Mexico fades into the night, Walmart's closed. Goodbye. Well, no, it's probably 8 o'clock. They're still open. They're good. But no, it was really cool to be able to come back here, and I was really glad in the last episode to be able to share with you guys, you know, my experience there and like what I got to do. And I would love to eventually one day go back. Where that becomes tricky is that since I do have a service dog with me and I need her with me, it becomes really hard because now I don't get to go on some of these trips. You know, I won't be able to go ziplining unless somebody stays behind with her, and that's not fair to them. It's not fair to me. It's not fair to her. You know, all around sacrifices that we make for some of these things. So, c'est la vie, as it were. Well, let's get ourselves heading out to sea. Not kicking up too much of a wake in the harbor. Yeah, I know, we're looking good. She looks really good at night. You know, just from the golden lights. I didn't even know this was all glass when I first started looking at her and was talking about, you know, taking her out. So that's pretty awesome. But yeah, should be about traveling around 12 knots or so tonight. Keeping it nice and slow, enough to pick up water and keep everything generated and rolling. Is kind of the big plan here. Oh, leg is killing me here. I know, I had it opened up yesterday, and then I had it closed yesterday, and it's swelling because it's down. I need to have it up, but I can't have it up. Just losing my mind. Excuse me. But as we clear the harbor, we can actually bring ourselves up a little bit more in speed, just to get ourselves out into open waters, mostly just so that we're, you know, on our way into our journey, as well as not having to worry about having the shop still closed and, you know, the casino closed. Good question, actually. Which I'm going to feel bad for anybody who's actually been on this ship. Yeah, okay, there is a casino. I figured. But, you know, you can't have it open in port, and you can't have the shops open in port as well. So you want to make sure that the sooner that we can get out, this is the better. And, yeah, it looks like actually where we dock the Disney Wonder is where we're going to be with the Bliss. And we might have Princess in with us, so there's a lot of things that I got to kind of keep on remembering that we've got to do. Maztlan does look like we are actually going to be by ourselves that day, which is great, because I'm already going to have to worry about getting us turned into that channel there, but it should be a good time. But I think that's all that I can kind of ramble about, everybody. I would love to continue to ramble. You guys don't want to hear me ramble, and I don't blame you on that one. You guys just wanted to be able to see us sail. Well, we're out of the harbor, and we're able to start taking our turn, and slowly still building speed as we head out and leave Puerto Vallarta behind. But I think that is going to do it for this one, guys. Let's actually see. It was a short one. Man, is there anything else that I can show you? I don't think so. And I can sit here and ramble all I want, but I know. Duh. I'll make sure that I show you the time-lapse of Island Princess leaving. I can do that. Absolutely. So, I will do that. But I'm going to end my portion right here. So, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys had fun in Puerto Vallarta, and we're heading off to Maztlan as well before we head off to Ensenada after a day at sea to continue out our 7-day Mexican Riviera Cruise. So I hope you guys are enjoying this series, even if I seem like I'm all over the place. I'm recovering from a back injury and surgery, so I do apologize. But it's been really cool to be able to have the Bliss out here and to continue making these videos for you guys. But with that, I thank you guys so much for coming out to this one, and I'll see you in the next one. You guys enjoy that time lapse. We'll see you later.